Jacen and Matt, welcome. Welcome to Culture TV, and thanks very much for all your wondrous work. Actually, we'll just pass it across. So, firstly, Matt, to you, we've published a couple of your collections in the magazine, and you have shown an incredible eye for the sensibility of session work, unlike a lot of hairdressers where they go a bit too hardcore and kind of push the envelope beyond what's tasteful. So, where does that come from?
Thank you very much. I think a lot of the work that I do is about simplicity. I'm not really into crazy, wacky hair. I never really have been. As much as I enjoy progressiveness and creative ability, for me it's more about finding something that really gels with the total look. And when we design a look, we look from everything from makeup to clothing, and right the way through to the actual attitude that the model is going to be portraying when they're out on stage. And I think a lot of the time that's what it comes down to for me, taking into account all the features and then designing something which actually suits the particular show that we're doing.
Well, it's very clear in your photography, and it's very obvious that you also have a very good creative team around you, which brings us to Jacen, because Jacen, you're really turning into one of the colour gurus of the universe. So, what drives you, and how much interaction do you have with, Matt and the other session team members at Tony & Guy?
To work with Matt is one of the biggest honours that could ever really happen. To be honest, when Matt started, I couldn't stand him. No, I'm joking. But we're really tight now. We're really tight. We work on a lot of different things. I get loads of inspiration from Matt, and it's quite amazing because Matt does do a lot of session. The one thing that I find that's great about Matt is that he brings in an entire team, and I think that's a really cool thing. But we definitely come up with different ideas together, and that's what it's about. Sharing is caring.
In a session scenario where you're using professional girls, often you're not in a position to do some of the more extreme colour work that perhaps you have in your mind. Similarly, you may be limited a little bit with some of the cutting. So how do you work around that and still have good talent?
I think we're pretty lucky. Matt and I have built very strong relationships with a lot of the local agencies in Sydney where they have a lot of trust in us. So that's a great thing, but also more of the crazier, wackier stuff. As I said up there, we're not ashamed to say that we work with a lot of wigs and a lot of hair pieces within, say, the last collection for Matt's Australian Hairdresser of the Year, which was a creative collection. There was a lot of wig pieces in there, but as I said, it was all coloured, it was all cut, and it's real work. It's just, we put it on a girl, and I really sometimes don't necessarily see what the issue is with that.
I think a lot of the time when we're doing working with hair pieces and wigs, it's about expanding on what we've already got. So rather than actually doing something which we couldn't originally create, it's taking the shapes that we have in mind, and then for the camera in particular, adding density to the shape so it looks stronger. Sometimes people, I've heard lots and lots of times in my career people saying that when you do a photo shoot, the hair needs to be bigger. Now that, for me, is the biggest contradiction, because it actually doesn't. What it needs to be is denser. So the actual hair has to have less transparency, so that when you look at it, you don't see through it, you don't see the gaps, you see particular placement. More so for an actual hair shoot, you need the hair to stand out, and that's the way that I have always found it able to do. So that's that.
Okay, Jacen and Matt, this is what we call the roundup. This is where we get to know a bit more about you than you thought we would. Okay, so that's why we do it quickly. Firstly, Jacen, are you on full-time guarana shots or something? What is it that keeps you bouncing off the walls?
Vitamins, good vitamins. Seriously, yeah, good vitamins.
That was just a question I wanted to ask anyway. Now the real questions. Matt, cat or dog?
Oh, cat, definitely.
Sorry?
Cat, definitely.
And why is that?
Because it takes a lot longer to earn their respect.
I like that.
And so, Jacen, if you weren't a hairdresser, what would you be?
Unemployed.
Matt, in the movie of your life, who would play you?
You know, I had to actually the other day I had to answer a series of Q&As for Harper's, and they asked me who was my style guru, and like I know it sounds so corny, but I have to say Johnny Depp. Like you can't. Like,
I can see Johnny Depp happening there.
I can't.
Jason, favourite meal?
Eggs on toast.
A simple man. And what music are you listening to right now, Matt?
There's actually a band from the UK called the Fleet Foxes, which I'm really into. Really like hymnal rock kind of. Nothing. I'm really a big hater of dance music, so I'm really into real instruments on stage. So Fleet Foxes and most definitely Ray LaMontagne.
We love Fleet Foxes too, don't we? Okay, Jason, here's one for you. What's the best piece of advice your mother ever gave you?
Don't do drugs.
Shut up, do what you're told, and do it better than anyone else.
Well, you haven't got the first bit though, have you?
No.
Okay, Matt, what's your guiltiest pleasure?
I spent $5,000 on a laptop, which I've wanted for ages, but that would definitely be the biggest expense that I've had in the last year. So yeah, my new Apple MacBook Pro.
We love apples too. Okay, Jason, what's your secret skill, which will no longer be a secret?
I can cut hair really good.
For a colourist?
For a colourist.
Okay, last one's to you, Matt. What's your favourite part of Culture Magazine?
I'm not going to say the bit that I'm in it. No. Do you know what? I always, when I pick up a magazine, I flick through, and the first thing that obviously I look at is the pictures. Culture Magazine, visually stunning. I love it.
Thanks, guys.